5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program. Is your host of About Space, David Denault.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. Is time travel to other planets and galaxies really possible? NASA thinks so, and is studying the possibilities. It was brought to my attention that NASA was studying the possibilities of time travel, possibly using the Einstein-Rosen theory known as Albuquerque Drive. Now, don't go to another podcast before you learn the concept about this next on About Space Today. Hey moms and dads, it's the good old summertime, a time to come to the beach. Cocoa Beach, just minutes from the Kennedy Space Center. Stay any Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights for just $215 per person. That's $215 for 4 days and 3 nights at the Best Western, directly on the ocean and walking distance to the pier, including our buffet breakfast daily and 2 tickets to the Kennedy Space Center complex. This is a D&D Cruise and Tours exclusive promotion for About Space Today by calling 877-747-8631. That's 877-747-8631. This is a limited time promotion, so book early and come on down to see the Space Coast. Welcome back. About Space investigation started where it all began, with Albert Einstein. Now, in the next few podcasts, About Space Today will examine his theory. But first, I want you to understand and learn about this genius.
Albert Einstein not only is one of history's most important physicists, but his quirky personality and fame made him a cultural icon as well. So much so that Time magazine even named him Person of the Century.
The inventions that he came up with, the fundamental laws of physics that he figured out, underpin all of our modern day life. They gave rise to the invention of lasers, telecommunication satellites, cell phones. They're everywhere.
Albert Einstein was born in Ulm, Germany on March 14, 1879, but spent most of his childhood in Munich before his family moved to Milan, Italy. After graduating from the Swiss Polytechnic Institute at age 21, Einstein had a hard time finding employment. Albert Einstein found full-time work as a patent clerk in Bern, Switzerland in 1902, and soon thereafter married Mileva Marek. They would eventually have 2 sons together. In 1905, often called Einstein's miracle year, he published 4 hugely important theories, including that of special relativity, or as most people know it, E equals mc squared.
Einstein faced significant obstacles in his path to a successful academic and scientific career. There were very few Jews in academia in the 1910s, when Einstein became a professor, first in Prague, then in Switzerland, and then in Berlin.
Einstein finished formulating what is considered to be his masterpiece, his general theory of relativity, in 1915. Adding more luster to his name, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921 for his theory of photoelectric effect. Albert Einstein continued his theoretical studies while living in Princeton and became a U.S. citizen in 1940. In addition to his research, Einstein is also known for his deep commitment to many humanitarian causes and his wry sense of humor.
It is said that Einstein was asked to explain the theory of relativity. He said, "Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, it seems like an hour. But sit next to a beautiful woman for an hour, and it seems like a minute. That's relativity."
Albert Einstein died on April 18, 1955, at the age of 76.
Einstein's work continues to be felt today, and it's going to continue to be important for generations to come.
From biology, the Albert Einstein story. Now, Einstein was the man who warned President Roosevelt about the use of nuclear weapons, and the man who was offered the second presidency of Israel. In the last 2 weeks, we have watched 2 different space tourism companies travel to the edge of space. and a third company qualifying test flight to carry astronauts to the International Space Station. A new ion thruster and solar-powered engines for our lunar outpost. Man and science increasing new technologies beyond science fiction.
Boldly go where no man has gone before.
New technologies beyond science fiction? Join me next week as we investigate the Alcubierre Drive, a speculative warp drive idea based on a solution of Einstein. That rather than exceeding the speed of light with local reference frame, a spacecraft could traverse distances by contracting space in front of it and expanding space behind it, resulting in effective faster than light travel. Be sure to have your family and friends listen each Tuesday with me on About Space Today, and on Fridays, America in Space with Dawn Meyer from Florida's Space Coast. And follow us on Facebook for space news updates at aboutspace.today. And our Tuesday shout-out goes to Paraguay, with its many listeners who enjoy our weekly programs. And to all our friends and listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thank you for listening. I'm David Denault, and this has been About Space Today.